ready. Now, if you want to do your own strips for binding the armhole bits, you need to cut your fabric on the cross. So that way is the grain, okay? And then going across is cutting your fabric on the cross. So just cut a couple of strips that are supposed to be the same width all the way. Right, this is a bias binding maker and it comes in lots of different measurements. Okay, now the first thing you do is this, and don't try to avoid doing this because you have to do it. So you've got to put a bit of thread on a needle and just stitch it to the end, and then drop it through your bias binding maker so that you can pull your fabric through like that. Okay, now do you see that? Do you see what it does? I'm going to push it back. So it folds your fabric for you, but you want it to be equal on both sides. So let's just get a little bit done. And then all you have to do is just keep pulling it. And pressing it. Oh, wow, perfect. It's a bit bulgy there, perfect. Bias binding. Now, when you've done that, for my attachment on my machine, I have to pre-press my bias binding in half like this. Now leave this attached on one end because it can help you for when you put it on your bias binding foot on the machine. So first of all I have to change my foot, so I push the button at the back and drop down my sewing foot, and then a light might help. Okay. So I've got to make sure that I've got the right width for my bias binding. You've got to set it up properly in the beginning if you want it to work properly. You turn it towards you, there's a little screw thing here, and you turn it towards you to make it smaller and then away from you to make it bigger, because it depends upon how big your bias binding is. And then there's this thing here, so you can adjust the position of your needle. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit so I can really see. So if I loosen it, and then I can adjust its position. So I think that would be about right. And then when you're happy, you just tighten it up. So let's try that. Now if you can really slot your fabric in before, then it will be easier for it to grab it as it sews. Okay, I think you can see it a bit better now, can't you, from that side? So it's very important to push it right into the fold, okay? And then sew. Now this foot is one of the best ones I've used for doing bias binding. I think it's brilliant. So that is pretty good, eh? Now those bias strips, the two strips that were cut on the cross, I want you to press them like this and then press them again like that. Now if you don't have any special equipment, you can still do it. There are many ways to do it, but this is how I'm going to do it because I've got crispy fabric. I push my fabric right in to the fold in there, fold it over and just go carefully and so. Now because we've pre-pressed it, we know that it's going to line up underneath. Now if you've got complicated fabric, and give a little tug on a bend, if you've got complicated fabric, then you're going to have to stitch one side attached first, bring it over and then stitch the other side. But that's fine, isn't it? So look, what we're doing is we're getting the armhole, we're pushing it right in to the fold. Can you see that? Now on curves we do stretch our bias binding a little bit, but not much. And then we're just going to take our time and sew very close to that edge there, but not too close. We can do this because our fabric is so crispy. Okay. Now if you had fiddly fabrics, you definitely need to use that special foot for doing bias binding that I show you in the video, or sew one side, open it out, so in that well there, and then bring it over and sew on the other side. But this is fine for now.